Hello there, and a warm welcome to a very special interview with His Excellency Levon Jagarian, who is the ambassador of the Russian Federation to Sri Lanka and the Maldives, in line with the Russian National Day. So, we're going to talk a lot about the bilateral ties between Russia and Sri Lanka and a lot more you would like to get to know from His Excellency himself. Hello there, and a warm welcome to the program.
Good day. Thanks for the invitation.
And we're honored to have you with us.
My pleasure.
And as we all know that both countries share a very good diplomatic relationship for the last 6 decades, if I'm not mistaken. So can you state about it very briefly?
Yeah, you are just quite right. For 6 decades since we established diplomatic relations in 1957 between the Soviet Union and at that time Ceylon. And since this time we had very friendly, very close relationships between our two countries, and we always stood together with Sri Lanka, and we just had very good cooperation on different fields, and especially in industry and education, in health. Thousands of Sri Lankan students graduated from different universities of the former Soviet Union and the Russian Federation. Right now we have a lot of students, especially in medical universities. I must say that we have increased the number of scholarships for Sri Lankan students from 50 to 60, and in charge of the scholarship is our Russian Cultural Center, which is very active, and they pursue very active policy just to demonstrate Russian culture. We have chess training schools in this Russian Cultural Center, ballet school. There will be a ceremony for the opening of courses of Russian language in Gal city. The same we will have in Kandy also, because we do believe that the Russian language is becoming more and popular among the Sri Lankan people, so we are ready to continue our cooperation.
Your Excellency, as you very correctly mentioned, we see a lot of Sri Lankans studying in Russia, especially medical. So, have you arranged anything for them in terms of scholarships in the coming future, near future, let's say?
I have regular contacts with them. We are meeting from time to time with them, discussing different issues, and they are very helpful, because some of them, they have very top positions in some state bodies, in officially and unofficially, and they are one of the main factors for strengthening of our bilateral relations.
Sri Lanka has been undergoing energy issues as the country is struggling to pay for fuel shipments due to the crisis we're facing right now. So has Sri Lanka approached Russia to reach commercial long-term facility for the procurement of fuel?
Yeah, last year, Mr. Pramajanta, in October, he visited Moscow, and Honorable Minister of Education, he had meetings with the Minister of Energy. He had meetings with representatives of some oil and coal companies. But it's a private business. Usually they have direct contacts with, let's say, private sector. But we had another idea. Several times I mentioned in my interviews that Russia is ready to help Sri Lanka to set up a small nuclear power plant. 2 blocks, 55 megawatt each. And now we are waiting for Sri Lankan government to, if they are ready, to consider our proposal, because we are waiting for possible invitation for the delegation of Russian and atomic energy delegation. The specialists are ready to come, but at the same time we are in contact. I do believe that nuclear power, which is being used in peaceful purposes, can be one of the most reliable and important sources of energy. Not only coal, not only oil. Russia has very good cooperation with friendly countries in this sphere, like India, like Bangladesh, like Iran, like Turkey. Of course, we have many opponents from Western countries who would like to prevent this cooperation of Russia with Sri Lanka, and not only, and they circulating false information as if Rosatom is under sanction. I would like to use this possibility to say that Rosatom isn't under sanctions, and we have very good cooperation with one of the EU and NATO countries, Hungary. Hungary, and we will continue our cooperation to set up a nuclear power station in Hungary, Paks.
So that certainly is very promising, I would say.
Yeah, but once again, as I mentioned in my interview, the ball is on your court.
Understood. And also, you did mention, Your Excellency, that there's a lot of demand for the Russian language and about, Sri Lankans also wanting to learn Russian. So what about job opportunities in the country?
From time to time, there are some requests to our consular section, and it's under just consideration because there are some different issues, you understand, such as illegal migration and so on. We should pay proper attention to it.
Exactly. So speaking of illegal migration, I think we see that happening due to the current crisis
Yes,
as
unfortunately,
well.
unfortunately.
So what advice would you like to give the general public in terms of this?
To contact, state bodies and to contact Sri Lankan embassy in Moscow. They have also very reliable information. By the way, I also would like to mention that the Russian tourists are coming here a lot, and they are bringing money, and they are pumping Sri Lankan budget with money, which makes me very happy. And I would like to repeat the same message I used to say from time to time to Russian citizens. Those who are not welcome in Europe because of the sanctions, don't go to Europe. Come to Sri Lanka, to other friendly countries.
And that certainly is going to be a big boost for our economy because Sri Lanka depends on tourism a lot. So we can do something about having cultural ties with both the countries, isn't it?
Yes, and I think that we will continue our efforts with the help of Russian Cultural Center. And your embassy in Moscow is also very active. I would like to appreciate the activity of Mrs. Gianni Talianaghi, Honorable Ambassador of Sri Lanka to Russia. She's very active.
Will we have events organized in the future to spread awareness on maybe Russian cinema and also about the culture?
I think it's better to ask Cultural Center. They will inform you. I will ask my colleagues to inform you about some cultural events. They have it on a regular basis.
Thank you for giving us some details in brief about the current situation.
Thank you very
Your
much.
Excellency.
Always my pleasure.
But as a final, Your Excellency, any message to Sri Lanka?
I think that, first of all, best regards and best wishes for friendly people of Sri Lanka. I enjoy my presence here, and I do believe that the government of Sri Lanka, opposition leaders, political parties, are wise enough to settle down their domestic problems themselves. Of course, with the help of international community, but without any preconditions or involvement into the domestic affairs of Sri Lanka.
Thank you very much once again, Your Excellency, for being a part of this exclusive interview.
Always my pleasure.
And we had with us the ambassador of the Russian Federation to Sri Lanka and the Maldives, His Excellency Levon Zhargarian, on the show. Thank you very much for listening in. Have a great day.
Thank you.